Hello guys and welcome to the Game of Beans. I'm RFXX and today I'm going to be showing you a guide to Pyrobinger, which is a mix between the melee DPS and range DPS. So these are the points distribution. In the description below there will be a link to our written guide on the Game of Beans website, www.thegameofbeans.co.uk. All of this will be there under the LVXX tab. Be sure to check it out. Some people might be easier for you to read than whatever. For the points, as I have here, I have 2 points in movement swiftness. So when you're moving around meeting melee, you're faster, so you're always on the bus. But you could always take those 2 out and put them in magnetic blade, which also increases your slashing attacks by an extra few percent, by an extra 2%. So it's either your slashing attacks by doing more damage by 2%, or you have 8% movement speed, which could come in very handy in raids, for example. So we don't really need points in fury concentration, and all these points here are all for the pyro. We're trying to maximise the amount of damage we do from combust and make sure it doesn't fall off, as well as using flame volley and etc. You also have an AoE of firestorm, which may be more DPS than just spamming Lucian Slash. Test it out. I'm not too sure, but it's up to you to try it out. So that's our points distribution. What are the main objectives of this spec? The main objective of this spec is to make sure that Lucian Slash, Blazing Light, is always on, and by refreshing it by using Lucian Slash. Got to make sure that we always have a constant stack of 5 stacks of combust. Make sure that doesn't fall off. To make sure that doesn't fall off, you either have a 60% chance, because Fireball has 30% chance, and then over the extra 3 points there, have a 60% chance to refresh it with Fireball on your Eldritch proc refreshers, the Eldritch procs, or you have a 100% chance of when you use Flame Bolt. So extra more points there. We're also going to make sure that Piercing Beam is up all the time, but that's a 30-second cooldown, so that's okay, and make sure that countdown is used all the time. So for this spec, how many buttons do you need? Well, you need 10 abilities. That's not including the charge. So including the charges, that's an extra 2 more, so 12. So a whole 12 buttons. Yeah. More than Defilemancer, I know. Anyway, so macros for this. I have 2 macros. I'm macro together countdown and flame bolt together, because they're both 8-second cooldowns. So I thought, I might as well use them together, because you also get the extra 10% more damage when you use flame bolt. That's an extra. And the other one would be just a normal melee spam macro, which will also, these 2 macros will also be in the guide below on our website. So once we've done that, you need to use a buff of these 4 buffs. So Eldritch Armor, which has a 50% chance of your slashing attacks to reduce the next ability by 2.5 seconds, and it reduces its mana also, and makes it a global cooldown of reduces the global cooldown 0.5, but it's okay because we have reduced the global cooldown by Spark and by Furious Assault, so we should all by switching between our fire and our melee attacks, we should always be reduced global cooldown. Why do we have Heat Wave? Heat Wave is to make sure that we refresh Flame Volley. So we can use Flame Volley, make sure that all your dots are on first, and after you've used that, make sure you can use Heat Wave again, so on the next refresh of all your stuff, you can use Flame Volley again to do more damage. Obviously, Slice Charge increases the damage done by all of it, but make sure you only use this, I found, for Flame Volley and Countdown. So once you've got all the abilities, you've got Prime, you've got your Lucian Slash to refresh, you got all your buttons. How do we start it off? Well, we started off by saying, for example, we're in range and there's a boss. You would use Fireball to start off with, and then put Prime on so you have a constant 5 stacks of combust straight away. Use your Countdown and Flame Bolt to make sure you have them, to make sure you've got your maximum amount of dots up or whatever, and you make your Blazing Light, and as soon as you get into melee, make sure you use Piercing Beam, and then from there you have to spam your normal macro, and then you got to switch between your using Charged Blade and then Slice Charge, and depending on what you do. So make sure you use Charged Blade only for Countdown and Flame Body. As soon as you done them or whatever, make sure you change back to charge shield straight away, because it increases your damage done by your slashing attacks, but also it doesn't have a consume charge while active. It only uses 5 charge every time you use a slash attack. So on the screen right now you'll see covers alert system. If you want it, the same description, and I put it on our website. I'm not going to do it straight away because it's not that hard to set up if you have it or don't have it. And it also has some other stuff on there. Anyway, so we go from fireball, and then run up. You got your primer, you got your countdown, sim vital, whatever, and then you got your lucent slash, and you got your piercing beam. So from there, you got all your procs popping up. And you got to make sure you got to switch between. You got to make sure you do it all right, because otherwise, any dot falling off is a serious loss of DPS. Obviously I'm talking right now, it's quite hard for me to talk and do this at the same time, but you get the gist of it, I guess, by on the screen of what's going on and me pressing buttons. So right now, what am I doing? I'm doing nearly 9k DPS. That's I guess it's okay. It's not the best. I've managed to do 10k DPS in this spec. Pushing it, that's really hard, and make sure that all your dots are being precise. And as you see, I haven't even used flame volley or the heat wave to refresh it. If you're using heat wave, for example, you can either use it to refresh and use your flame volley, or if there's for example on the boss, there is a chance where you need to go, there's like a long time period where you're going to have to be in range, or you can just use heat wave and spam fireballs, as it obviously reduces the cast time of it, so you still have a lot of ranged abilities as well, just in case that the boss goes range for quite a while. You still have quite a bit of range, so you got your movement speed and you got your charges still. Yeah, you do have loads of other utilities, but that'll be in description on our website below. But that is the main gist of how you use this spec. Make sure that all your dots are all up and refreshed. Make sure you use in-slice charge for countdown and flame volley, and make sure you switch between those in-slice charge and charge blade once you've done those things, and etc. And that's about it really. It's quite hard to get the gist of, as there are so many different buttons, but as soon as you got it done, you'll be doing a hell of a lot of DPS, more than Elementalist and whatever. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave your comments below, etc. And I'll also be doing other guides and DPS, so for example Defilemancer, Chloromancer, Archon, 50 lazy 61 61 Elementalist for dungeons, or if you really can't be asked to use all these alert high buttons or whatever. I also be trying out 61 Harbinger. All the guides will be on our website. If they're not up yet, they'll be sure to keep on checking, because they'll be out soon. Thanks for watching guys, and be sure to check out all the other DPS and healing guides soon. See you later.